My name is Michelle Bongiorno, and I live in the Catskill area of New York, a couple hours outside of New York City. My business is Bold Breakthroughs, and I work with, in this business, visionary and thought leaders, change makers, who are up to big stuff, but they're hitting internally some of the last remnants of their I can'ts, I'm nots, I won'ts. And I help them move through these internal blocks so that they can once and for all be possibility manifest. In my business, I have practice where I see clients one-to-one or one to small clusters like 4 or 6. And I do that either in person or through video conferencing, which allows anybody who wants that service that I'm giving to be there. But I also travel, and in addition to that, I also teach seminars where I empower people to learn some of these skills so that they can take that into their own personal lives, professional lives, family lives. And in my work, I really have always focused on the experience people are having. So when I heard her speaking about experience products, I thought, whoa, that's interesting. I did my training in the 20th century, back in the 1980s. I'm wondering what experience-focused products would look like today. What I really liked most about EPM was the creativity, and I also loved her resources. Some of the resources were like over the top. I loved working with Marisa. Marisa goes full out. She's over the top. And I love over the top. Since EPM and just the fun of it and the spark that was brought into that program by Marisa and so many people being sparked by it, that spark was contagious. And while I've always loved my work and I enter it with interest and curiosity, I felt more sparked, way more sparked, to go out and just look at just the daily tasks I'm doing with more of an eye of creativity and more of an eye of interest and more of an eye of curiosity. And so EPM really sparked me into kind of being back in my business with 2 feet in a way where I hadn't realized I'd kind of was slagging a little bit. During EPM, there was actually a cutoff date by which at that date we were going to know had we made back our investment or how much had we made, okay? So at that point, I'd made $8,000 for a $2,000 investment. And then in the week or so following that, $4,000 more came in. So from the product itself, I made $12,000. You know, what's most amazing for me in having a business, one is that I get to call the shots. I get to see change. I get to see people being empowered. I get to see them go back out into their life in missions that I support and believe in, and they reach more people. Yeah, that gets me up in the morning. You know, my life has changed by living in the 21st century where my business can have so much possibility right within it. I can work with people in Asia, and then the next hour be with someone in Europe, and then with somebody just down the block, and then a live client can come in the door. So the possibilities are just so open. And I think that it allows me also to live in a fairly isolated area. It's quiet, it's tranquil, it nurtures, it supports me, and yet I can be out and meeting the bigger world in any way I want. I can travel as much as I want and do live events and retreats now, but as I get older, I can have that accessibility to the people who I've met and worked with still available to me. The impact I'm having is that the change they're wanting, I see happening, and more importantly, they see happening. And I see people increasing in their hope, their understanding that change can happen, whether it's seeing it in another person or in themselves, their belief that it can happen quickly, and that people can go out then and with whether it's a change in the work they're doing, you know, they're no longer meeting up against that internal block within themselves, or whether it's in a relationship, or whether it's inability to become bigger and go out in public, you know, do public speaking without that primary fear, when they can actually experience change, and when they can communicate that to other people and share their personal experience, I think it gets my message out to the world, and my message is that change can happen. I could outline for them all of the mind chatter I went through. And I could say, you know, all this is going on, just do it. Just do it, but do it in your way. Just do it, love it, take in all the richness that it offers, and then give me a personal call if you regret it later. I don't think I'm going to get any calls from anyone. Remember, in EPM, you're the customer, you're the client. So it's not meant to be stressful for you. It's meant to be rich, and that richness is being given. Just go in and receive. Creativity and the inspiration in yourself that's going to be sparked. We need in life people who can spark us, and Marisa is a sparker. She's an authentic sparker, and everyone has inside of themselves that place that wants to be sparked to the new level. But go and show up at the trainings, show up at the online teachings and coaching, and do the product later if you want. You still will get your entire money's worth. Guaranteed.